Greetings. My name is Alfred Tatum, and I'm going to spend a few moments talking about the roles and the impact of text on my life in hopes that it sheds some light on moving students towards having positive experiences with text. In fifth grade, I decided that I was going to read 5 pounds of books per month. I have no idea where this notion came from, but it was one of the best decisions that I ever made. I fell in love with fiction and nonfiction, poetry, children's stories, novels, and began to establish these very deep and personal relationships with authors who shared words that continue to shape who I am today and how I move through the world. So, when I think about text in the lives of children, I ask three questions. One, out of all of the text in the world, why do we want to put this text in front of this student at this time? That suggests that we must give text selections very serious consideration. The second question I ask is, will students be well served by this text? Will it nurture their language development? Will it nurture their social and scientific consciousness as they read text across a wide range of disciplines? Will it inaugurate new ideas that impacts the students in very powerful ways? And the third question I ask, and I think this is a really important question, will students be able to access text through one of their identities, their cultural identity or community identity or gender identity, national or international identity or economic identity? Oftentimes, when we look at students from a narrow lens based on some external characteristics, we often miss the mark. For example, if we try to determine this is a boy's text, or this is a girl's text, or this is a text for students across different ethnic groups. So, one way I try to avoid that is making sure I turn up the volume of text and increase students a wide range of exposure. The other question, I think, when I um, consider text is, will it have the potential to support or nurture students' writing? I can often recall times when I would ask myself if I could use a word in a particular way, the way the author used a word, or can I write a very powerful description that would cause someone to laugh or cry or think about something very serious that happened in their lives. And so it has been a natural connection between reading text and writing text. And that's important for young children to discover their voice, discover that texts are tools of protection, and then for them to ask their own questions about the impact of text on their lives. Um, it's critical that students have meaningful literacy exchanges with text in an environment or in very public spaces that involves teachers and students. I try to remind myself that if a text is worth reading, it should have a transformative or should have transformative power for students, but the teacher too shall be transformed. And in that way, we're always inching closer to our broader humanity and human development through reading and writing text. And if that occurs, we know that we put the right text in front of the students at the right time.